uh, we can easily turn that into placemats or greeting cards. But realistically, the kind of love that Jesus calls the church to and Christians to, Clint, is always by definition a costly love. It demands something of us. And John follows that. No one has greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. And so I think we have to recognize the call that we've been given is a call that asks everything of us. When Jesus says that the servant isn't greater than the master, Jesus means that in the most literal, functional, life-lived sense. Jesus means that we give up everything for the sake of relationship and communion with other people. And that's not a reflection of guilt. It's not a reflection of coerciveness. It's not a reflection of taking one's individuality and stripping that away. It's a self-giving vulnerability that comes when we've determined that we're willing to be open to give to another. Why? Because that's what has already been done for us. Jesus makes a new path. He creates for us a doorway where others before him simply saw another turn on the winding road. And I think the question of faith is ultimately, will we live out this kind of command? Because make no mistake about it, Christian love is often not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel, even in some cases, appropriate. It's not about feeling. It's about the commandment we've been given to love our neighbor. And I think that Jesus, when he gives this teaching, he sets on one hand, in front of us, a concrete vision of what it means to be the church. Now, on the other hand, if you stick with us in the study when we come back to the next passage, it's going to contrast Christian community from the world in which we live. And it's supposed to look radically different. And I think that Jesus is showing us in a teaching like this how we get to that different. And it's not because we have, measuring sticks that we sort of hold people to. It's rather that it flows out of the reality of Christ living in us. And the Christ-like character is the one that will demonstrate itself in self-giving love.
Well, we've said this about the Gospel of John. There are no surprises. Jesus, when he says these things, knows where love is taking him. His love of God, his love of the disciples, his love of humanity. He knows where that's delivering him, which is the cross. And so there's no sense in which Jesus doesn't understand the cost of living this way. He's well aware at this point.